From Elbasan, Prime Minister Rama said that the Tirana Elbasan road will be completed within the year before confirming the Elbasan area will be the greatest beneficiary of the 100 Tourist Villages project. Missing information on the Prime Minister's website and the distribution of personal data by Oshie to political parties were the two main concerns raised with the Commissioner for the Right to Information today. Actors continue to express criticism of the new theatre project with comments such as it looks like a shopping centre, bar or cafe and that there are no facilities for the actors. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Tuesday the 13th of March 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra, bringing you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. The Tirana Elbasan road will be completed within the year thanks to the additional funds which will be provided by the government. From Elbasan, where the monthly governmental meeting was being held with the Cabinet, Prime Minister Rama said the works have been pending because of past mistakes, while stressing that those who have abused the project will be held accountable. We have two inherited problems which we have tried to solve, but we have not yet delivered fully workable solutions. I'm talking about the Elbasan-Tirana and Chukas-Chafploch roads. Scandalous projects, scandalous contracts, scandalous management and scandalous cost increases. However, we are committed and determined to ensuring that the road will finally be finalised within the year, so that the road will finally be open and Tirana and Elbasan will finally connect, explained Prime Minister Rama. Elbasan is one of the cities that will benefit the most from the project titled 100 Tourist Villages, where the focus will be on 8 areas that need intervention. Rama said there will be other infrastructure projects during this 4-year period, as well as intervention to transform the metalwork industry, which he described as gangrenous. The head of the government announced he is also focused on reforming the leaders of the agriculture sector, which he described as a degraded parasitic system. According to him, directories will be merged into 8 regional agencies. In a hearing with the Commissioner for the Right to Information, Dervishi, the Democrat MP and Khaled Ali Bey raised a concern over the lack of information on the online page presented by the Prime Minister's office. Ali Bey demanded punitive measures be taken regarding the situation. The website from the Prime Minister's office is empty. Have you taken any measures? And Khaled Ali Bey said. Commissioner Dervishi advised that the information can be found within the online pages. However, the law does have clear instructions as to how it should be displayed. The information is on the Prime Minister Office's website, but not as the law requires, said Dervishi. MP Bulukbashi also raised concerns about the protection of personal data. He claimed that the distribution operator of the electricity company is taking the data of its subscribers and distributing it to political parties. Through the Commissioner's office has said that this cannot be ascertained as fact. The distribution operator of electricity has distributed personal data to political parties, accused Awerd Bulukbashi. To which Dervishi replied, "We have not found evidence as to the distribution of personal data to parties." Towards the conclusion of the meeting, the Socialist MP, Alket Husseini, asked again for transparency over the Democratic Party's lobbying money. The response to this request included laughter from many of the commissioners, given that it is not in the scope of the Office of the Public Commissioner. Citizens demand transparency over the DP's funding sources from Russia, declared Alket Husseini. Party funding is not part of the jurisdiction of this Commissioner's office, replied Dervishi. Only a few hours after the presentation of the project for the new National Theatre, actors who have openly opposed the idea of building a new theatre have refused to speak in front of the cameras. Aura News was present and ready to take the statements of the actors present in the hall where the head of the government presented the plan. However, none were willing to share their opinions on the matter. One actor who did wish to comment is Gens Fuga, who is also a candidate for the position of theatre director, but did not receive an invitation to the project's unveiling. Fuga commented that he will consider his lack of invitation not as a political revenge to his outspokenness on the issue, but instead as an administrative error, giving the government the benefit of the doubt. They did not invite me to the Prime Minister's office. I hope that it was simply a protocol issue, outlined Gens Fuga. Despite this, Fuga was familiar with the project for the new theatre, though remains critical of the project due to the lack of facilities for actors. There are no supporting facilities for the employees or for the actors, added Gens Fuga. Contacted via telephone for comment by Aura News, actor Buya Aschariu explained that Rama did not invite him to the presentation of the project as a form of political revenge. The actor said the new project is beautiful, but to be for a shopping mall, not for a theatre. The same opinion has also been expressed by actor Arben Dervishi, who said the new project is beautiful as a bar or cafe space. Yesterday, Prime Minister Rama and the Danish architect who designed the theatre presented the project, which will be built following the destruction of the current National Theatre. The climate is wreaking havoc across the country, with weather situations changing dramatically in just a few hours. Nowhere is this being felt more than in the Shkodra region, which again found villagers isolated today and returned citizens to the situation of having boats as the only means of transport. Discharge from the Vau Ideas hydropower plant is officially reported to be within the allowable quotas of 800 cubic metres per second. However, flood effects can certainly be seen in the sub-Shkodra area. As water quickly approaches residential housing, boats from both the army and the residents stand in readiness. Residents are losing the surrounding tranquility that characterises their homes, with the new norm being seeking assistance from the army, such as means of movement, as well as food for livestock. Residents asked Prime Minister Edi Rama to appear personally in Murichan and see the devastating consequences of the flood, in a similar way to that which he did before the election. The head of the administrative unit, Arben Seni, has criticised all state structures with the exception of the army, declaring that no one is responding to the situation and as a result it is simply getting worse. 1,850 hectares of land are flooded in the sub-Shkodra area, with the municipality in the area making continuous and repeated calls for a declaration of a state of emergency across this location. The Justice Minister, Atilda Jornai, today inspected the Pachin prison. The Minister closely inspected the food and healthcare provided before moving on to inspect the cells used for high-security prisoners. Prison reform is a priority of the Ministry, as is reform relating to changing legislation, improving the status of prison police, as well as improving the financial support of these employees, outlined Minister Jornai. The Minister had a firm message delivered in a rather threatening tone for any prison workers who choose to violate the security rules of the prisons. We have a priority to change the face of the prison system. There is no tolerance with breaches of the systems in place for security. Behind every piece of illegal contraband caught inside the prison, there is a responsible employee. So we simply need to strengthen security. No more tolerance for corrupt acts. There will be no more employees appointed by the Director or the Minister, only through the Security Academy, added Jornai. The Minister said that 20 prison employees were penalised for violations in the past 2 months. Atilda Jornai promised to restore security in prisons and minimise corruption. The Tirana Fire Brigade Service has been provided with new equipment today, such as uniforms, fire extinguishers and auxiliary tools, which will assist in their work to manage emergency situations which may appear in the future. At a ceremony to present the equipment to the fire department in Tirana, Mayor Erion Veliai praised the continuous contributions from the Turkish government for improving infrastructure and modernising the firefighting service. I want to thank the Ambassador of Turkey and all our friends from TIKA, because they helped us in a situation where we needed a lot. Protective devices, oxygen devices, lighting and anti-fire uniforms all help us a lot. So I want to thank you on behalf of the citizens of Tirana, but especially in the name of Tirana's firefighters, stated Veliai in his speech. In addition to new equipment, the municipality of Tirana will rehabilitate some of the fire service stations in different areas of the city in order to shorten the response time and help the citizens even faster. The Turkish ambassador to Tirana praised the excellent relations between the two countries and the work of Mayor Veliai in the capital. I want to thank the Mayor of Tirana for all the work he is doing in the capital. I hope that all the equipment we have provided for the firefighting stations will be as useful as possible. Political relations between Albania and Turkey, as well as relations on the ground between Albanians and Turks, are very good. These relationships ensure that we always have good collaboration and solidarity. In what has certainly become his signature move, Mayor Veliaj and the representatives of the Turkish Embassy Antica participated in planting 250 new trees along the Great Ring Road, one of the most important infrastructural works in the capital. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.